7 p.m. just before Let's Talk with WMPR's own owner, host Mr. James Charles Everett, exclusively on 9.1.
We got a great show lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Alicia Crudup is shy today. Make sure you pay attention to what she has to say about the Great American Cleanup. We got Rocat Ministries here. They've been growing for some time now. And then we have an author here. Great story. So make sure you share the video. All of our first-time viewers, go ahead and put a heart sign up there. Return the numbers and like it. We even got the Ray Falcon this morning. And y'all know how long it's been since the Ray showed up. Thank you, DeRay, for coming back to
Are you sure?
What you say?
We ain't have much time to. All right, people, get it ready.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We have a great show lined up for you today. Welcome to the Reviving Mississippi Show. I'm your host, Dekeither Stamps. We got our co-host here, Mr. Mac Epps. How you doing, Mac?
I'm doing good, man, but we got our third co-host in the room.
Yeah.
Our third co-host.
Yeah, DeRay is back in the building, so y'all, we're going to welcome DeRay back to the studio in a few minutes. Mac, it's been a rough week, good week, happy week.
Yeah, man, it's been rough, but the work has been plentiful. We've been out there doing a lot of good things. I know you got a list of stuff to update everybody on what we've been doing. But and we got a good week coming up and a weekend, so there's a lot to update people on.
A lot of work to do. Our first guest tonight is Miss Alicia Crudup. She was one of our valuable city employees until she decided to move on. And sadly, she decided to move on. And now she's with Keep Jackson Beautiful. Welcome to the studio, Ms. Crudup.
Thank you.
So tell us about the great things that are going on with the Great American Cleanup and with Keep Jackson Beautiful.
Okay, well, I would say the first thing that's great about what's going on with Keep Jackson Beautiful is that for the first time ever, we have an intern.
Uh-oh.
Yay.
Growing.
Yes, and we're also receiving an AmeriCorps team of 11, 18 to 24-year-olds, and we will be having them from March the 2nd through April 19th.
Okay.
And they have to work 40 hours a week.
Ooh, that's good.
Yes, very good.
So now, we got some work that needs to be done.
Oh, yes.
We have a 15-passenger van.
They have one too.
Oh, they do. we have a trailer.
Yes.
So we can definitely put them to work in Ward 4.
Oh, yes.
We got some great areas need to be cleaned up. And so let's keep Jackson beautiful. And we'll start over on the west side of Jackson.
Look, I would say we could be a little selfish and just keep them in Ward 4.
Hey, you know.
Gotta spread the word.
Oh, okay. All right.
So tell us a little bit, get folks up to speed of what's going on with Keep Jackson Beautiful, and let's talk about the Great American Cleanup.
Okay, well, Keep Jackson Beautiful, we are going through a process. Well, first of all, we have a whole new board of directors. We call ourselves the Dream Team now.
Okay, Dream Team.
A lot of familiar faces.
Okay.
We have Mr. Vernon Hartley representing Jan, the Jackson Association Neighborhood. Bobby Pamplin from Jackson State. Trisha Faraz from Waste Management. Keisha Sanders is our president. You all know her very well.
Right.
Henry Fuller.
Oh, man.
He's on the board. He's our vice president. We have Julie Craft from Baker Johnson and Sheila Bird from the mayor's office. So I feel like I'm missing someone. Oh, Ralph Arrington from the Alcorn Extension.
Now, that is a dream team.
Yes.
That is a dream team. So,
and Gabe Porter
you
from Self-Sustainability Mississippi.
You can't forget about that.
Yeah, can't forget about Gabe.
So, I know you got Great American Cleanup going on. What else is going on with Keep Jackson Beautiful other than their Great American Cleanup?
Well, we're going to implement a new program called the Eco Ambassador Program. And that will entail of us restructuring how we conduct ourselves. As a city employee and now as executive director, I've noticed over the years it's no real behavior change. We have the same neighborhoods and the president's calling to do the same cleanups every year, and I'm like, it's no behavior change. So I wanted to create the Eco Ambassador Program to change all that. And what it will do it will give power to the youth. I only want to work through the youth this year. I don't want anyone to take any offense to it, but it's for a good reason. We're not really teaching the youth how to organize and create events and use their creative attributes that they have. But we, like for instance, if a neighborhood calls, well, Alicia, I want to schedule a cleanup. Can we get some bags and some gloves? And I'm going to say, well, do you know of a youth that can spearhead that cleanup, and you be a mentor to that youth? And we'll help them get the resources and tools they need so that event can be impactful and successful and sustainable. Because if they are taking pride and they're the one pushing it, you think they're going to let somebody come in their neighborhood and throw some litter after they sat there and create this event and worked hard and, you know, so it's kind of creating a new breed of environmental stewards. So our first phase of it, we're going to be tackling litter, recycling, gardening. We're going to have a youth advisory council that we're going to start with them. It's modeled after Keep America Beautiful, where it's like a mini Keep Jackson Beautiful, where they will meet once a month and they'll come up with ideas and solutions for their communities, and we can they'll piece together the ideas and they'll pass them along, and we'll try to make them happen.
Well,
basically,
anything we do to get our youth engaged and involved, I'm all for it. You know, one of the other challenges we had, because this got brought up in one of the neighborhood meetings, they were like, okay, we got to find some youth to involve in this. So we're gonna work hard to do what we can to make sure our young people understand the value of public service and community pride. So talk to us about the Great American Cleanup that's coming up.
Well, the Great American Cleanup is a Keep America Beautiful initiative. It's national. It happens every year. Ours happens super early. We have ours at first Saturday in March, but they normally have it around the third Saturday. But it basically entails of everybody getting out and doing some community improvement. And it's one of our biggest campaigns and events, and it lasts from March all the way till the end of October. And this year we did something different. Normally we have one location. And Mississippi Beautiful sent a request for a proposal for kickoff locations for the whole state. Well, I submitted 7 locations because I know we were in dire need and I wanted us to be chosen. But unfortunately, we wasn't chosen. And I said, well, just because they didn't choose us, I'm still going to do the 7 locations.
Now, we got 2 of those locations right in Ward 4, but let's talk about the different locations and how people can participate.
Okay. Well, we have the Queens, is one. And the meeting location will be Rains Elementary. We have the Greenwood Avenue area. That meeting location will be Baker Elementary. Verdon Addition, and they will be meeting at the Medgar Evers Community Center. Washington Addition, they will meet at Shepherd Park. Georgetown, they will meet at Lanier. And the area around French Elementary, which they will be meeting at French Elementary. And Sub 2, and they'll meet at Westside Community Center. And they can get involved by going on to our website at keepjacksonbeautiful.com, and we have a button that says register for the Great American Cleanup, and you click that and it'll take you to our calendar, and you can register for any of those sites.
So the Great American Cleanup will be March the 4th, 2017, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The locations will be Rains Elementary for the Queens Magnolia Terrace neighborhood, French Elementary for the neighborhoods around French Elementary, the Medgar Evers Community Center for the Verdon Addition community. Lanier High School will be hosting the Georgetown community. The Westside Community Center will be hosting the Westside community of subdivision number 2. Baker Elementary will be hosting the Greenwood Avenue community, and Shepherd Park for the Washington Addition community. So if you're in those areas, definitely participate. Go to the website, sign up, show up, and take this day to remind our young people how we need to be serving our community so we can build public service of the future.
And I do have a positive though. I know everybody's been down about roll-off dumpster day, where we have, because of budget, we have 4 locations and they're permanent until it changes. Well, on this day, March the 4th, from 9 to 11, it will no longer be on this day. It will be 9 dumpster locations instead of the 4.
Great. So everybody, clean up your yards, get it together. March the 4th, 2017, from 9 to 1. Participate in these different areas, but also roll-off dumpster day is there?
Yes, and I have the list of all the locations.
Give those locations for us.
Okay, of course we'll be at Smith Wheel Stadium. at the old Pepsi building on Medgar Evers, Rains Park, Tennis Court South, Baker Elementary, Shepherd Park, Westside Community Center, Parkside behind the zoo, and the old Precinct 3 parking lot on Northside Drive.
All right, so those are the locations, and if you're in Ward 4, come on out to Rains Park. The dumpster will be there, and over at Westside, dumpster will be there as well. So start preparing beforehand. So all you got to do that Saturday morning is make a few trips back and forth. So if you're gonna clean your garage out, go ahead and clean it out right now, this weekend and next week. So next Saturday, all you have to do is take the stuff from the front of your garage, put it on the back of your truck, your trailer, make a few trips over. But also, if you're taking something from your house, go talk to your neighbor. They might need you to take some, or maybe help you and move some things from your garage and their garage to help clean up, because this is our community and it's our responsibility to make it a better place.
And I have one more thing. This Saturday, at the Mississippi Roadmap for Health Equity, right behind the Medical Mall, we will be partnering with My Brother's Keeper to have an event for the gardeners, for people that want to learn about gardening, to what we're doing with Keep Jackson Beautiful with the Jackson Community Garden Initiative. We are building up the capacity of the farmers or the growers, and My Brother's Keeper is creating the market for it.
Right.
So you can go and sell. So we'll be partnering together. That's going to be this Saturday from 9 to 1. So if you all want to come out and learn about gardening, learn about how to market, this is the place and the time for it.
Okay. Well, as always, you got some.
Oh, no, that's it. I think she hit the nail on the head with everything with this. Definitely something we've been talking about. So.
Well, we really appreciate you for coming. As always, don't let it be so long.
I know, it's been a long time. I'm going to try to come a little bit more frequently. I do that. We have to have more, things going on, and I'm going to pick it up.
Okay.
Last year was my year of transitioning.
All right, so now it's time to really put the hammer down and get to work.
Yes, put the boots on the ground.
All right, we're going to be ready for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, dear. Well, I sure appreciate you.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming. That's great, man. Cleaning up is always.
Oh yeah. Keeping Jackson beautiful and keeping everything clean and getting everything out the way, so we can actually start to do some revitalization and changing the appearance. Sometimes it starts with the physical appearance, and then we start working the inner workings and start organizing and getting Jackson where we need to be.
Okay. Go and introduce our next guest, man.
All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to transition a little bit. We were talking about organizing. We're going to touch on a couple of subjects. Now we're talking about education, and we're talking about dealing with our youth. So the next guest we have right now is author Tanja Murphy, who is one of my sorority sisters, and she's a sister that has written not only one book, not 2 books, but 3 books. And the reason this subject came up, because we were getting prepared for next week, with it being reading, International Reading Day, and we went out to different schools to read, and she was talking about her book. So, Sister Murphy, anything, you can go ahead and introduce yourself and talk a little bit about what you're going to be doing next week and a little bit about your books.
Okay, well, what I'll be doing next week is participating, of course, in Dr. Seuss Day. And I'm calling what I'm doing not Read Across America, but Reading Across Jackson.
There we go. I'll
actually be going to a couple of different schools. Some where some of my friends have children are in the classroom. Some schools where I've been invited to come. And just encouraging students to read. You know, they can read whatever books they like. But the key is reading something. Reading actually opens up a whole new world for students. They can go places through a book that they've never been to. And it also increases their vocabulary as well.
That's right.
And so it's important that students read. It's important that adults read. I think adults should read at least 30 minutes a day. And so
they should. We should.
And it could be a book, it can be an article, it can be something that you're interested in, but it's important to read something every day.
Now, you have several pieces of work. I want you just to take a second to walk us through these different pieces of work, because it's great material, and I believe that we folks will have a great opportunity to expand their horizons and knowledge of themselves. through one specific piece, but talk us through the 3 pieces of work you produce.
Okay. Well, my first book, Icing on the Cupcake, is actually a collection of short stories. It's about 35 short stories. They are about conversations with God, thank yous, holidays, and just being appreciative of some things. Some of the stories are very personal, but I believe that we all should share what we're comfortable with sharing because we could help someone else with our story. Now, I don't tell anybody to write it, just because it happened to you or whatever, but how did you get through it? How can you help someone with your story? Because we were created for each other in that aspect. But this was my first book. It's some stuff that's funny in here. It's some stuff that make you laugh. It's some stuff that might make you cry. But at the end of the story, I want people to have some kind of emotion from it. I don't want them to feel how I felt going through it or writing it. But what did you feel from it? Or if there's a change you might want to make in your life, you can make them from this.
So where can we purchase this book, Icing on the Cupcake?
You can actually purchase them on Amazon.com. Or you can contact me through my website and purchase them. It's authortanjamurphy.com.
Okay.
And you can purchase all 3 of them. Now, the second book, The Lost Coin, it is actually a new spin on the parable, The Lost Coin. I did not rewrite the Bible, but there is a parable in the Bible. It's about Sarah Turner, who's the main character. Sarah Turner has everything. She has the family, she has a husband, the career, everything, but something is missing. And if she does not figure out what's missing, she could lose it all.
Really?
She could lose it all. So yeah.
Oh, The Lost Coin.
The Lost Coin, yes.
Hey, the name says it all.
It does.
So now, growing through prayer, a 17-week prayer journal. Talk to us about this book.
Well, going through prayer, a 17-week prayer journal is about, it's 17 prayers. And so you have one prayer every week. And you pray that same prayer every day. And what you do is, if you're looking through the book, you think about people that you may want to pray that prayer for. Because sometimes the prayers we pray, it's about other people. It's not just about us. And then you make it personal. What is it about this prayer? It's about you. And your notes, of course, you put your notes in every day. But you want to journal your mental, your physical, and your spiritual changes. Because prayer does change things. It actually changes people first. And then people change the things. So you have to get in the habit of prayer. And sometimes, you might have to pray one prayer more than one time. Now, I hear you more than one time, too. So, it's just about, getting in a habit of praying. Because, whether you want to jump start or whether you just really want to start a prayer life where you can do it on a regular basis, this is a good way to start.
So, tell us a little bit about how you get started in even going down the road of becoming a published author.
Well, how I got started was I would post a little note called Thought for the Day every day on Facebook. And so probably back in 2010, I said, I think I want to write a book. And just kind of putting it out there. And so put it out there and I said, I want to write a book. That's where I made the mistake. I want to write my book. And so God checked me a lot on that. He was like, no, this is my book. This ain't your book. That's my book. And so it took a number of years before I even got to publishing this one. So I had been writing for a while. And so
I think you got a call.
I got a call. Okay.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yes, I would like to ask the author, does this mean, are you encouraging people to pray of all religions? Because there are a number of people listening to you, and there are some people that are not Christians. They may be Muslims, they may be Hebrew Israelite. Are you saying for all of these people of all religions to pray those, did you say 20 prayers each month?
Oh, no, ma'am. It's actually one prayer per week for 17 weeks. And to answer your question, I encourage people to pray how they believe. If their prayer life is one way, based on their religion, I want them to pray in that way.
So you're saying pray the same prayer for 17 days?
No,
because
ma'am.
I didn't know if others were included, because as Christians, a number of Christians believe that their religion is superior.
Turn your radio down, Ms. Benford. And
a number of Christians believe that Christianity is superior to other religions. So I'm very thankful that you have included all people, no matter what their religious stance may be, to do these prayers.
thank you. And just to give the listening audience a little background, week 1, the prayer is, I surrender all of me to you, my thoughts, heart's desire, and any other areas that need your intervention that I don't see.
Mm-hmm.
That simple prayer.
That's a simple prayer.
You know, and it's pretty universal.
Yes.
You know, it's not black or white.
It's not.
Not, you know, it's just a prayer.
It's just a prayer.
And encouraging folks to be committed to a prayer process, because the prayer is one piece to it. And as I look through this book and you go through the different writing exercises, it allows people to expound on, you know, what they're feeling from the prayer, where their mindset is. And then, you know, one thing I enjoy about journaling is I go back 5 years, 10 years and look at things that I journal and really
You can see growth.
you see the growth in yourself, and it gives you a deeper appreciation for that growth, because you can see where you were then and where you are now. And you may not be where you want to be, but you say, my goodness, this is not where I was.
And I like that it's in 3 sections. It's surrender, settle in, and flow in faith. Because we have to surrender those things before we can even allow the work that needs to be done in our lives to be done. We have to surrender it. And then, of course, with the second section of settling in, we have to settle in to the promises that are already available to us. And the third section, flow in faith. We've surrendered, we've settled in, and now we have to flow in what it is we believe. We have to flow in what we've prayed for, what we've asked for, what we've thanked Him for. So I like how it's set up, and I hope that people see change in them from, you know, just going through the journal. Now, as far as with the Lost Coin, some of the readers, the feedback that I've gotten from the Lost Coin is, I see me in that main character, Sarah, the one. I really see me. Some of the good, some of the not so good. One of the ladies that contacted me through Facebook, she said, Tanja, I read one part of it, and I had to go to the grocery store on a Wednesday, get some stuff to cook for my husband for a Wednesday dinner, because I was as mean as that main character was. Because I painted it very accurately, how sometimes when we're struggling with some things, how we address them and how we deal with them. You know, if we don't know how to deal with them, it's hard for us to explain to the people around us how to help us deal with them. So yeah.
Well, you know, I always believe in supporting folks. So I'm going to purchase Growing Through Prayer. How much is this book?
That one is $15.
$15. I got my $15.
Look at him. Sowing that seed.
Yeah,
And I will sign it for you.
Councilman
Thank
right
you.
Sowing that seed.
Thank you.
You can sign it for me, because
I
one of these
can.
days you're going to be an Amazon bestseller,
Oh,
New York
thank
Times
you.
bestseller, and I want to have documentation. I knew you win.
I knew you way back when.
Well, I knew you win. When I see you sitting on Oprah's couch one day,
Uh-oh.
I'm going to say, y'all go back to Reviving Mississippi, February 22nd, 2017.
Yep.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yeah, Council, how you doing?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Oh, that young lady still there with you?
Yes, sir, she is.
Yes, I would like to say I would really take my hat off to her. I think what she's doing is a really, really great thing for her to be doing. And I'm sorry that our people think more than one way, because I can see what she means. She's not just a Baptist or Keto, for everybody. Whoever they pray in, wherever they believe in, I don't know what touching somebody's mother. I think you be for everybody, and I really think you're doing a nice thing.
Thank
I
you.
think listen to her for what she's saying because we all be pressed.
That's right.
You're right.
If we do other things, I think it will be a better place.
Yes.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I thank her for what she's doing. I really do. I appreciate it. And I sit there and listen to her. It really, really touched me. And I really appreciate her for what she's doing.
Well, brother, you can go to her website and purchase a copy of Growing Through Prayer, like I did.
Okay, Nick. All right,
All
thank
right.
you.
Yes, sir. And give the contact information for folks who would like to purchase your material again, please.
Okay. They can either go to Amazon.com and purchase the books, or they can go to my website, authortanjamurphy.com.
So spell it out.
AUTHORTONJAMURPHY.com.
All right.
And I want to encourage people on Read Across America next Thursday. There are a lot of schools in JPS.
That's right.
Right.
And we need everybody in the schools reading to those classes. Volunteering. Every school has something either for the entire week or just Thursday. There's a way to get plugged in. And then I want to challenge people to go a step further. Don't just go Thursday. Find out how can you be involved beyond Thursday. Because our schools need so much of the community.
That's right.
Yeah.
We can't reduce the problem to just money.
It's not.
It's not just
It's not.
money. Fully funding education is one piece, but fully loving the people in the building with the community that surrounds them is a whole other thing. So you got one more caller.
Okay.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
This is me again. Is you familiar with the Mississippi Association for the Blind?
I'm familiar with it. Yes, sir.
Well, I can't see what in her book. I would like to have for my own people. It's just a thing they got for Mississippi Association Blind when they put it on TV. I'm just on. It's like a cassette. This machine that I got for the blind. They somehow we transferred to that thing there, and for me to be able to listen to it on my machine.
Okay.
Oh, we need to do an audio book of her book.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
I tell you what, let's work on an audio book.
Well, let's work on an audio book, and then also, if that's the organization that's on West Street, I do know someone there, so we can go ahead and figure out how that can work. We can.
Right.
Okay.
For the blind, I would like to have for my own person. I got the machine.
Okay.
You need to work on an audio book.
I need to work on an audio book. Yeah.
Maybe I can read it.
You can read it. I think you have a reader's voice.
Okay.
You
James
know,
Earl Jones.
You know who could read it really well though?
Who's that?
Pam Jr.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, Pam can read it. Yes.
She takes you all.
You welcome. Thank you.
Somebody just made a note that Brother Cedric just said you can get the audio books made on Amazon.
You can. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
We'll
check on that.
We'll check on that.
Okay.
All right, audio book. Okay.
And I was sending a
Metro PCS in Webster.
Well,
talk to me about that.
I was telling you to send that to the sister right there.
Oh.
The question was were you going to be available on March 4th around between the hours of 3 p.m. and 7 p.m.?
March 4th. What day?
That's that first Saturday, next Saturday.
First Saturday. Let me check my calendar and
Don't worry about it in that.
Okay.
Yeah. But what we're doing is we got a couple of events going on. I was saying you can have a place where you can do a physical location where you can come up and actually buy the books.
Oh, and Jackson Black Pages is
Yeah, that's what I was asking what she had going on.
Yes, because you know Fumi and Sabir and everybody picked me up for that. So
you know, if you are physically in one of the locations, you
Yes.
still can have your books in one of the other locations because there's enough people in Jackson to tackle both events. So
okay, cool.
So that's why we wanted to ask, you know, so we can let people know. So we have enough time to let people know
The
about
Jackson
next
Black Pages is on the. That's not on the 4th.
Yes,
That's
yes,
it.
same
Okay.
day, same
It's
day.
that morning from what?
If you know, it's actually that afternoon
That
from 12 to
afternoon,
5.
12 to 5. Okay.
Yeah, 12 to 5.
Hey, a lot of stuff going on.
It's a
So
lot
when
of
you get
stuff
done with the
going
Great
on.
American Cleanup,
Yeah.
clean up again yourself. Head over to Jackson Black Pages, third annual Black Business Expo at the Walter Payton Center in Jackson
And
State. And go ahead and do the announcement.
And while we're on that task, I was just about to say,
Last time we forget the announcement.
yeah, we get caught up into the talk show. We actually get an hour and a The thing is, they will be doing a press conference for the Jackson Black Pages Business Expo March 1st at JSU Rec Complex at Walter Payton Center at 1 p.m. So those who would like to be a part of the press conference for Jackson Black Pages 3rd Annual Black Business Expo, there will be March 1st, which is next Wednesday, at 1 p.m. at the Walter Payton Center. So make sure you come out and support. And this thing is growing. It's growing large. The rest of the announcements, what we have here, tomorrow, as we deal with the quote-unquote month of Black History, in recent news, we have seen the recanting of the statement that was made by the lady who has been noted as the cause of the Emmett Till's death. Emmett Till family members will be in interview with Councilman Stamps in the Man Cave version of Women for Progress show tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. From 5:30 to 7 p.m. Please tune in. Please watch it on Facebook as he talked with the family of Emmett Till and what's going on now in the news, and then what things they're working on to continue to tell the story. As quoted, one of the incidents that helped birth the civil rights movement, and for people to actually to take the tour and find out more of what happened and what people don't want to talk about, and understanding that our current situation, that the governor of our state is the nephew of the uncle who or the guy who was actually accused of killing Emmett Till. 100. We have the 100 million breakfast at 911 Palmyra this Saturday at 9 a.m. So for all the brothers, you know, we at the rally, we've been attending the school board meetings, we've been out in the community. If you're a guy, a brother out there that want to get involved and want to be a part of Men in Action, please come out to 911 Palmyra this Saturday at 9 a.m. The brothers will be out next week participating in the Reading for America. I went to purchase my books. I have black books about Marcus Garvey. So I'm going to read to the kids about Marcus Garvey next week. So we are going to be out there, brothers. We actually want to participate in the reading.
Now, wear your cleanup clothes Saturday if you come to the breakfast, because we're going to lead the breakfast.
That's March 4th.
I know, but we're going to go lead the breakfast, and we're going out in the community.
The cleanup, the men's breakfast this Saturday.
I know. After that, we leave that and going out in the community.
So we're going to start our cleanup early.
Y'all need a calendar.
Right. So,
we do.
Everybody knows that if you come to this breakfast, I'm not about, let's get together and talk about football and all that kind of stuff.
No. We talk about work.
So
let's
when
go.
we leave there, we're going out in the community to do some work. And we're going to be doing work every Saturday.
Town hall meeting at Golden Key at 10 a.m. We want to make sure we talk about that. The town hall meeting, Brother Stamps, can you tell them a little bit more about the town hall meeting at Golden Key?
All right, so I was deeply offended by the railroad company who closed down the viaduct on Walter Dutch Drive, and so with several other constituents in the area. We will have a town hall meeting put forth by the mayor and the railroad company at Golden Key Community Center at 10 a.m. to discuss the issue. Personally, I said let's go dig all those rocks out of there, repave the street, open it back up. That's my position, and sue the railroad company for their actions. So that's my position, and I'm kind of still there until somebody else decides a better way to open this thing back up. But we'll be discussing that issue, and then on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. there will be a lineup at the Capitol for our annual Black History March from the Capitol to City Hall, and that will start at 2 o'clock. Let's catch this caller. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Thank you, Councilman Stamps, for setting the record straight about the work after the breakfast this coming Saturday. We appreciate the brothers that's assembling themselves at 911 Palmyra, but we got enough work around the city. Now, if we eat breakfast any location, we should be going out to try to find out what we can put our hands to.
Right.
We appreciate the participation. We appreciate what our brother Mac has been doing to get these brothers the last couple of meetings at 911 Palmyra and use that as fast as the Councilman Stamps. We continue to get groups of men showing up, and they're interested in what can we do to better our community. And that's the spirit that we need to bring to the inner city of Jackson. So we would like to invite everybody within the sound of our voice, mainly men. That's what we're looking for. So what we're saying to the ladies, if they laying up watching cartoons, reading morning, get them up off the couch, bring them over to 911 and drop them off. And after we feed them and work them, we'll bring them back to the house. Thanks, brother. Y'all doing a wonderful job.
We appreciate it, Brother Sheriff. And as we continue with that and keep the work going, March 4th, we have a lot of things going on March 4th. March 4th, we have from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. would be the actual Jackson Black Pages Business Expo at the Recreation Complex at Walter Page Center at JSU. Right now, currently, they have 107 vendors registered. We have over 800 people last year at Tulu, so they're expected to surpass that. Also, giving back to the community, as you were saying, we're asking the men and anybody who want to participate. We will have a community health fair and step show at the Metro PCS in Western Plaza that same day on March 4th, starting at 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. So bring the kids out. They will have a step show. You see a step exhibition by the Sigma Beta, some of the men of Phi Beta Sigma and other Greek organizations, DJ, free food, blood pressure checks, voter registration, bounce house, all collaboration with Mississippi Move and Metro PCS. So we definitely, as Councilman Stamps will talk about, the groups in the city that are willing to do work and give back to the community, we definitely want to make sure we acknowledge them and continue to do work with them. So these have been your announcement, Councilman. Back to you.
All right. And so again, ma'am, give us your contact information.
Okay.
How folks can purchase these books. I'm going to put mine to the side.
Put
You
yours
walk
to the
off. How you can purchase their own copies.
Okay, they can purchase them on Amazon.com or they can go to my website, authortanjamurphy.com.
Okay, and we appreciate you for coming.
Thank you.
And you're welcome to come back anytime.
Okay, my little lunch buddy back there. You ready to go?
The lunch buddy. And the sister's also mentoring a young brother that lives next door to her.
That's right.
You
And
wanna
she's taking
come
me
tell
over
them?
with. Come tell them who you are, man. Come here. Look at him.
Hey.
Hey, what's your name, brother?
Jay.
Say it loud now.
Jalen.
What's your last name? What school do you go to?
Brown.
Brown Elementary School? How old are you?
7.
7. What's your teacher name?
Mr. Thomas.
All right, so we're going to come to your school and read, all right? Be looking for us next Thursday. Me and some of the other brothers going to swing through there because we got about 12 schools to go to.
Oh, yeah.
In 4.5 hours, so we're going to be rolling.
Man, we're going to be rolling. We're rolling.
All right, brother, thanks for coming.
And Councilman Stamp, we got a call coming in.
Okay. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
How's everybody doing?
Hey, Miss Circle.
Hey, David. I have a question. For either one of you that can answer this question. Okay, they approved the money in September 2016 for the bridge here in South Jackson. Okay, that's the Robinson Road extension. That bridge has been out a long time, and it's such a how would I say, it's so far that we have to go all the way around to get to the other side. And I have friends that have the businesses on that end, and they are catching hell that their customers have to go all the way around to get to the businesses. So what's wrong? What is it that I can do? Do my husband and I have to go back on TV and embarrass some people to get that bridge fixed, to get it working? So it's a shame that they holding that bridge up and they haven't done nothing.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Ms. Circle. Let me respond to your question.
Thank you. So maybe you can elaborate on that, please.
Okay. When it comes to bridge work, the design work is complete and it's been put out to bid, and we're going through the procurement process of getting a new bridge for that area. And this is not a new problem. We've been fighting this battle since we closed it down. Thank goodness we were able to work with the administration to close the bridge down before it fell apart versus somebody getting hurt in an accident or something with it still being open. So that's why it's also been closed longer, because it was closed down before it fell down, and then it eventually fell down in the meantime. So we're going through the process of getting it fixed, and it should be fixed before the fall time. And bridges are definitely not something that you do in-house and something to take lightly, because we want the bridge to be there for a long time to come. So we're going to make sure to do it right and not just do something. With all the projects that we have going on in the city, we focus on, I know people want stuff done immediately, right now. I want them done right. I want to make sure that the plan is proper, because once you do it it costs you even more to go back and redo it a second and third time. So while it may not be as fast as you want it, we're definitely holding folks' feet to the fire to make sure that the preparatory things are done right and the plan is right versus just something small, mediocre work. But I'm appreciative to have Mr. Dekeither back in the studio today. It's been about a year since you've been here?
It hasn't been a year.
It hasn't been a year, Dekeither.
Nah, it's been about like maybe 5 months.
5 months? I don't know,
It was a
man.
semester. It was a school semester.
Well, for those of you who may be new, Mr. Dekeither is a wonderful friend, wonderful young brother who is doing great work with great potential. Me personally, I want him to replace me next. You know, that's just a little secret of ours. But Ray, welcome to the show. Please bring aboard our next guest.
All right, thank you for having me back. We have Miss Gwen Bell with us today. First, let me say this. I know Miss Gwen Bell through a friend's mom of mine, was like a second mom, Miss Lisa Brewer. And she's a phenomenal woman, been working with kids for as long as I've known her, for 15 plus years. And as long as I've known her, she's been doing so many great things with the kids, trying to get them to just move them to the next level. And so whenever she tells me about somebody who wants to come on and talk about the same things that she does, I'm always happy to have them on. So Ms. Bell, welcome to the show. How you doing today?
Let me just go a little deeper with this one, because this ministry started in your front yard.
That's right.
If I remember the story correctly.
You do.
It started in your front yard because you wanted these young people to do something productive.
That's right.
And it has grown from your front yard with young people in your front yard and a fold-out table.
Yes, sir.
So tell that story, because that's what DeRay left out. He left out
the
beginning. We got 20 more minutes. We got plenty of time to walk through this. So take your time and tell us about the ministry and how it's grown since the beginning.
Okay.
From right in the heart of Warford.
Okay. Well, we are a non-profit organization. And it started back in 2013, where, like I had shared before, I was just driving around in my community, saw children idle. This was during the summertime. And I had a deep concern for that. They were just sitting around with nothing to do. So the Lord just placed it on my heart, gave me something to do, and that was to invite them to my home to read books. At first I didn't understand what he meant by reading, and he just, it just made it very clear to me that he wanted them to read books. So what we did, my sister and I, who's not here tonight, the one that with the head in the corner the last
That's
time.
right,
So
that's right.
she put somebody else on the spot.
She didn't want to speak
She put
last
somebody
time.
else on the spot. But what we did, we got some books together. We got those folding tables. We put them out in the driveway. We passed out flyers throughout the community, told the parents what we were doing, and the children started coming around each evening to the house, and the program ran from 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening time. We provided with lots of shade, with the trees, with the fans, and the kids really enjoyed it. What they did, they read those books that they're required to read across the summer with JPS, and once they finished reading those books, they wrote a summary on the book. When the school started back in the fall, they took that summary and they turned it in and got a class grade for those books. But like I said, the program started in 2013. We was outside for 3 of those years. And the 4th year, which was this past year, the Lord blessed us to come inside. One of our senators here, Senator Solly Norwood, he allowed us to use his facility in the Metro Center Mall to house the children this past year. So we're back this year. And what we need now, we need a building. We need a building. Like I said, we have been outside the first 3. We were blessed to go inside for the 4th. But this coming summer, we don't have a location yet. And so that's the reason why we're here tonight.
Well, why don't we work on one of the churches in the area to open their doors, or even at Minell Gardens, that's close by. Right. Okay. We'll work on that. Let me work on that. Okay. So now, talk about you started off with some folding tables. How many children have gone through the ministry?
A total of 60 this past summer. We had 60 children, and we could have gotten more. We had to turn parents away because we couldn't house anymore. But our numbers grow according to the volunteers that we have. So if we don't have enough volunteers, we have to limit our children.
Okay. Let me catch this caller.
Yes, sir.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Yeah, I'd like to know, you said that, you know, you got your disability and so forth and, in the military. Did you actually see combat? Is it a combat-related disorder that you got, or what was it that, you know, you got your disability on?
You talking about me personally?
I mean, yes, sir. I mean, you know, people, you know, say that, you know, their disability and so forth in the military, and it could be for various reasons. It could be from an accident, could be from, you know, actual combat, could be just exposure to the wrong thing. So, you know, I'm just curious about, you know, people who go around saying that, you know, they're a hero. And I understand, you know, man, heroism is very important to them. At the same time, don't blow up, you know, what you do. I mean, be proud of what you did, but don't put, you know, 20 on 10. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, you know, brother, I have never proclaimed to be a hero. I know some heroes. I got many friends who died over there, who lost limbs. Those are my heroes. You know, my combat action, you know, I got a combat action badge, and I got, you know, several different awards for different things. But my actions over there pale in comparison to the sacrifices of some of my friends.
What kind of sacrifice you willing to make for the community here in Jackson?
Okay. Well, we'll definitely take it up at the end of the show. Let me finish with my guest, and I'll get right back to your comment, brother. Thanks a lot. All right, go ahead, sister, with your ministry, and talk about how you're affecting people in their reading and how they're becoming better people, because that's what you're doing. You're doing what you're doing to make people better, make your community better. You had 60 students last year. How many have you had in total throughout the years? If you had to add them all up.
If I had to add them all up, I would say probably 100, 150 at the most.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a perfect example of what one person can do when they're committed to serving their community. You started off with getting the motivation from God to do something in your community,
Right.
in your front yard, with what you had.
Right.
Folding table, little desire, and God's shade tree.
Yes.
And that has grown. You've helped all these young people. Now, that also encourages me to just share this story even more. If one person can do this, what can everyone do in their little piece with their resources? Can you help? And that's how we're going to move our community forward. It's the collective action and energy of everybody, not just one person. You know, we're not going to be able to elect our way through this process.
Not just talking about
it. Not just talking about it.
So many times we say somebody needs to do this or somebody needs to do that. The fact that you just said, let me do it.
Right. And that's exactly the point I'm trying to make here, DeRay, is that you are an example that we need to celebrate more. Tell us about the dates of when this year's activities will start and how people can participate.
Okay. Well, this summer the program will run for 20 days. The starting date will be Monday, June the 5th. The ending date will be Friday, July the 14th, and that's less than 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't run on Wednesdays because most of my volunteers and myself, that's our Bible class night. We don't want to miss Bible class.
That's right.
So it will run 20 days, and we cater to grades K through 12. We don't turn anyone away. And we seat our children according to, like I said, the number of volunteers that we have.
Mm-hmm.
So we would definitely need volunteers. Mm-hmm. The more volunteers we have, the bigger the space is, the more children we can let come in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we had to turn so many parents away, and it just hurt us real bad, didn't it, Michelle? Yes. That really hurt.
So if folks want to volunteer, do you have a number they can call?
Oh, yes. If they would like to volunteer, they can contact me, myself, 601-345-5257.
Get that number one more time.
Okay. 601-345-5257.
Mm-hmm.
Or they can contact Pamela Hurston, 601-212-8169. Or they can contact Rachel Young,
601-832-1694.
Okay. Well, Ms. Young, what's been your experience since you've been participating in this activity?
Well, last year was my first experience. I got involved because Ms. Bell and I worked at the same school. And she was on the radio. I didn't get a chance to hear it when it was live, but I listened to the recording of it. And it really touched my heart because I had the same type of thought in my mind that the children in the community, they need someplace to go where they can have a time to read. Because like she was saying, they do have a lot of idle time. And if they can develop their reading skills and we can help them have a love for reading, then it'll affect every area of their lives. So I saw her doing what I was thinking. And so I decided I would help support her. So I decided to volunteer. And it's been a great experience. She has a lot of passion for the kids and she keeps us going. And so my position is a support system. And so I'm excited about this year. We have some extra things that we're going to be doing with the kids. We're going to implement cursive writing, bringing cursive writing back. We're also going to be helping them with their math facts by doing math drills. And we'll also be doing our arts and crafts. One of the things that the kids really like is twice a week we have a guest speaker come in. Someone from the community, people with various careers. They come in and speak to the kids and motivate them, and they get to ask them questions. So it's kind of planting a seed in their mind about their future. You know, if I am reading and I'm learning, then I possibly have a better future, and these are some people I might want to, copy off.
Well, I don't know if you all are familiar with Tupac, but, he said, I may not be the one to start the revolution, but I can spark the mind that will. And that's what I see what you all are doing. Just a simple fact of grabbing these young kids early, because, the earlier the better, number one. A mind is that saying, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. It's one of the most valuable sayings I've ever heard in my life. And just what you are doing is leading them to understand what it is that they can accomplish and who they can be in a world that says otherwise at times.
Well, we appreciate you for coming by today. You're welcome back anytime to promote this wonderful opportunity for folks to learn. I would love it if other folks would duplicate this. So now if you're at home and you're looking for something to do, you want to help the community in some way, community service, you want to do that, you too could have a folding table in your front yard.
And also, if there's anyone that would like to start this particular program, we come out and we help you get started. We can help you get started. It's real easy to do. All you need is motivation and time.
That's it.
That's all you need, motivation and time. And myself and some of the other volunteers, we'll be glad to come out and do a little workshop for you and just show you how to get it started.
Why don't you share with them about the supplies and the uniforms that we give at the end of the program?
Okay, well, the supplies and uniforms that we give at the end of the program, they're actually free. All we require is that the students are in the program each evening that we're open. We're only there 4 days out of the week, so you can do 4 days and it's only 2.5 hours. You can do 2.5 hours. And this summer is actually 20 days, so they have to be there at least 18 of those 20 days. And in order to get those free uniforms and free school supplies before they go back to school, no cost to the parents.
So parents, make sure you get your kids that wake up. You said it's in the afternoon, right?
Let's get this call. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question and comment?
Yes, I was trying to wait until your guests left. Can I call back later after you let them go?
Well, hold on. Don't hang up. Let's hold on 1 second, Ms. Smith.
Okay.
Well, thanks for calling. We got about 6 minutes left to go on the show.
Okay.
Y'all can just
Thank
hold
you for
tight.
having
And I sure appreciate you for coming. Ms. Benford, what's your question and comment?
Well, it wasn't a question, but I want to make this comment. the $90 million that Mayor Yarborough is trying to get the council to approve, I support that because as citizens of Jackson and taxpayers and people that want Jackson to move ahead, we got to shoulder the responsibility of getting these streets fixed. And it's going to take billions of dollars to get our streets fixed. And Councilman Sam, thank you so much for looking into this matter and saying that you also support the $90 million action that Mayor Yarborough is trying to do. And I want to just say I appreciate Mayor Yarborough and what he's trying to do, because we've had 4 mayors within the last 12 years. So it's been hard on us, the citizens of Jackson. And also, Brother Sam, and I'm going to make this quick, black people are not all bad. White people are not all good. You didn't say that last week. I just wanted to remind you of it. Black people are not all bad. White people are not all good. Thank you.
Thank you, dear. We got another call. Send it on through. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question and comment?
How you doing, Councilman Stamps? This is Ryan Wide Open.
Hey, what's going on with that?
All right. Yeah, I want everybody to know, just because I disagree with somebody doesn't mean I don't like them. And God knows I love Miss Benson, and Miss Benson knows I love and I have the utmost respect for her, and that's real respect for Miss Benson. I just disagree with her on this issue, that's all. I think that we are about 2 months away from a mayoral election, and I think that we should wait until the next administration comes in, because they may decide to go a different route. So I think $90 million is a significant amount of money for Jackson to be on the tab for. I think that we should just give the next administration the opportunity to decide that he wants to take that 90. That's a lot of money. And I just think the next administration and the next council will be the ones burdened with financing that $90 million. And I think we shouldn't handcuff them with that burden, let them decide whether or not that's the route that the next mayor and the next council wants to go. And that's why, Ms. Benson, I love you. You know, we just disagree on this matter, but I have the utmost respect for Ms. Benson. And you too, Councilman Stamps.
All right, well, thanks. And, you know, as always, everyone, I want to make a comment about the brother that called in earlier about my military service. I don't necessarily go around, you know, parading things that we did in the military. We're proud of our military career. We had a wonderful career. We were blessed to survive when many others didn't survive. And then even after coming back, when many others succumbed to all different types of injuries, physical and mental, we still have a degree of stability to continue to serve, which is a true blessing from God. To go to hell, come back and be stable-minded is a blessing. And so I do appreciate the community who stands behind us. You know, I never paraded myself as a hero, because I know some heroes personally, some people who have overcome some things that I shake in my boots and look at, some things that they've overcome pre-military, while we were serving together. And I got a brother that's a double amputee, and he's had to learn how to walk with 2 new legs. You know, I got brothers with stab wounds and bullet wounds and all kinds of stuff, and stuff that would make you sick to even know what they endured and what they have had to walk back into. You know, I walked back into a situation with 3 wonderful daughters who love me to death, and I love them, and a family as well. So, you know, and a wife. So I don't parade myself around as a hero, but I do know some, and I appreciate them for their service and sacrifices. But this is campaign season, so to all our normal viewers and watchers here on Reviving Mississippi, we'll endure this campaign season. We're gonna love all of them, because we serve all, the pros and the cons, the good and the bad, the ones that parade us in positive and negative lights. We serve them all and love them all. And we're going to continue to do so, as we've always done, because we got one goal in Reviving Mississippi. That's to revive Mississippi. That's white Mississippi, black Mississippi, Democrat Mississippi, Republican Mississippi, hate Mississippi and love Mississippi. All of them. We're going to revive them all through this process, and we're going to continue to love each other through that. And as always, I see all black folks aren't bad. All white folks aren't good. But we got to figure out who we're going to deal with, who you going to have in your community. And remember, never let anybody put you in a position where you hate your own people, because when you hate your own people, you're part of the very oppression we're trying to lift ourselves out of. I love you, Jackson. I love you, Mississippi. We'll see y'all next week. Handyman, take us out of here. I sure appreciate you.